Kindness is sexy.
Kindness is sexy.
Yes. Kindness is sexy.
Kindness is sexy. Hi, it's Mary Ellen O'Neill Madeley again, and we are here with KIS, Kindness is Sexy, and today we are here with Maryanna. I'll let you pronounce your last name so I don't mess it up.
Guilio.
Today we are talking about an award that she is receiving from the OPP, and it is their award for assistance. In your case, what was it that happened?
I happened to find an elderly gentleman who was reported missing. He had actually gone for a walk earlier in the afternoon. His wife had become concerned because he hadn't come home at a normal hour.
Now, you had said in your post that he had been missing for more than 10 hours?
It was approximately 10 hours. From my understanding, he had gone out for a walk earlier in the afternoon, so probably around like 1:30. By the time I located him, it was probably close to midnight.
Can you give me the actual details of what happened when you were driving, what it was that you heard, what it was that you did? Because some people, they will hear something and then they think, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Do I just call 911? Do I stop the person? Do I try to help them? So what happened in your case?
I was getting ready to leave work. The security guard on duty that night, she actually walked out with me to my car and was telling me that he had been missing for a while. My initial reaction at that point was concern. And I said to her, it is so sad to think that someone has been missing for so long and now there's drones out and there's a rescue out for him and the river is like right there and fear sets in and you don't want to think the worst and you're hoping for the best. That was all I could think of was I hope they find him. And I take the same road home every night. I'm driving, I see somebody walking on the side of a road, and the other information that we received was that he was walking with a large white dog. So I see someone walking on the side of the road and I'm thinking to myself, in the 9 years that I've worked at the Nottawasaga, I have never seen anybody at that hour walking on the side of the road, which was a little strange.
Did he have his dog with him?
There was a dog. It was a small white dog.
Details. Details are very important.
Details are important. Yes, absolutely. I drove past him and I said, something's not right. I was on Bluetooth, called work and spoke to the front desk and asked for a specific description of the gentleman. And I turned around and I said to the gentleman on the phone, I said, something's wrong. Are you sure it is a large white dog? Because the description of the gentleman matches perfectly. And he says, that's what I have. I said, well, I'm turning around again. And I pulled up beside him and I said to the front desk, I'm like, what's his name? And I rolled down my window and I went, excuse me. And I said his name. And he looks over at me and he says, oh, yes, dear. I literally started shaking.
Aww.
And I said to him, I'm Maryanna. I said, I work at the Nottawasaga. I said, do you know where that is? And he says, oh, yes, I know where that is. We live just right there. And I said, okay. I said, where are you headed tonight? And he says, oh, I'm just heading home. I just live right up here.
And he was how many kilometers away from his actual home, approximately? Or how many minutes away?
Well,
if you were driving?
If I was driving, it's probably a 20 to 25 minute drive at that point.
Wow.
I said to him, actually, I said, you're very far away from home. I said, and the reason why I know this, I said, is because your family's looking for you. I said, there's a lot of people out right now looking for you. And he says, oh, well, why would they be looking for me?
Aww.
So I said, well, I said, you've been out for quite some time. I said, did you want to come in and have a seat? And you know, it's a little cool outside because it was May and, you know, it's nighttime. So it was quite cool.
Yeah.
So he said to me, oh, but I have Bella, which was his dog. He says, do you mind if I bring her in? And I said, yes,
the large white dog.
The large white dog, which he got in and she sat comfortably on his lap. So the whole time I have front desk on the phone.
So they can hear. That's good.
Everything.
That's really good.
So I proceeded to ask them to put me on hold and contact OPP. that I found him. He let me know that the OPP officer would be waiting there with them once I arrived. As we were driving, I had asked him if he remembered walking this way, because we're driving over the 400 now and
Right.
through Cookstown.
That's what I was trying to imagine. I know exactly the areas you're talking about, and the whole time you're telling the story, I'm thinking, did he know where he went, and did he know where he was actually going back to?
No. I had asked him what he remembered, and he said that he had gone out with Bella in the afternoon and they headed in towards Alliston. So he actually, when he came off of the property of the resort, he actually kept going west. So he went into Alliston.
Wow.
And there is an old movie theater there. I'm not very familiar with the town.
Yep, it's on the main drag.
He said so him and Bella were tired, so they sat down on the bench and they had fallen asleep. Well, when he woke up, it was dark out. This is what he was telling me. And he said he thought that maybe the power had gone out.
Right.
So him and Bella got up and they started walking until I found him. I said, your family's very, very concerned. I said, so they just want to make sure that you're safe. And he says, all that for me? No, he couldn't believe it.
And they're always like that.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it. The OPP officer introduced himself and asked him if he was the gentleman that they were looking for by name. He said yes. And at that point is when they called off the search. Asked me a few questions, made sure that he was okay, and let him know that they were going to bring him to his family at that point.
Was he suffering from dementia or anything, or was
early stages?
Yes.
I know they have these trackers.
That's what I was just going to
and
say.
Stuff like that. So
Yes.
they were doing everything that they could because he loves to walk, and that was
Right.
what she told me. She loves taking his walks, and he loves taking the dog out for a walk with him, and they don't want to take that away from him. And who would want to? I mean,
Yeah.
being outside in nature, in the
Yeah.
fresh air, it's good for everybody.
Yeah.
So they've put those things in place for him so that he can still do that. I said goodbye to him.
Did you get to meet his family at all, or?
I haven't met them.
Oh, hopefully that will happen.
They did. His wife did contact me though.
Aw.
She was very grateful.
Yeah.
Wanted to know if there was anything that that they could do for me, and I said, honestly, no. I said the fact that I've given back your husband, that your children have their father,
Yeah.
that your grandchildren can still have time with their grandfather.
Yeah.
That's more than anything or that anyone could ever ask for.
Yeah.
Situations like this sometimes turn out so bad, and we hear it all the time. And it was that one moment that he was walking on that road that I heard that information just before I left work. It was like it was almost meant to be.
And imagine how many people, because we know how busy that road is. That road is always busy.
On 89, yes.
That it maybe didn't dawn on anyone
Right.
that this gentleman, or they didn't hear that this gentleman was walking down 89 or wherever, because he had to get there somehow. So to think about how many people would have passed without even realizing. So it's nice to know that there are powers that be that bring in the right people at the right time.
I think so.
And-
I think that everything happens for a reason.
I totally agree.
I was meant to hear that little bit of information that would make me aware.
Honestly, all my life I've always believed that there are certain things that happen, and what's meant to be is meant to be. It's going to happen. And having something like that where you just had a piece here and a piece there and it just kept you alert. This may not be a large dog, but it's still a white dog and an older gentleman. I need to double check just in case.
It was until I was driving home that I literally started crying.
Aww.
Yeah, I was crying out of happiness, thinking, if people even do the smallest thing for someone, just out of kindness.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
I say that all the time, the
And-
most important thing.
we raise our kids that way too. Be kind. Just be kind. Even if you hold a door open for someone. do it.
Even a simple smile, walking past someone and giving that simple little smile, that's important. The nice thing is that you will also be receiving an award that you can keep. You can put that on your wall. It's always nice to to have a reason to have a conversation and let people know you need to pay attention no matter
For
what.
sure.
When you think about it, you honestly saved his life. There are so many factors. He could have been hit by a vehicle. Him not knowing where he was, where would that have put him? What if there was someone out there that didn't have good intentions like you did?
When I actually received the letter, I was completely shocked. I've never expected anything from it. That was probably the most amazing, humane, unselfish act that I've ever performed in my life. That's rewarding in itself. So, I mean, the thank yous were more than enough.
I just want to say once again, pay attention. Pay attention to what's on the news. Pay attention to what you hear, even if you're at work. Pay attention when you're driving. If you see something that doesn't look like it should be or something that is a little out of place, hopefully everyone gets something from this story and remembers to be alert at all times. And I would like to thank Maryanna for taking the time to speak with me today. And hopefully we'll get a chance to be there when she receives her award. That would be fun.
I will keep you posted.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. And remember, kindness is sexy.
Kindness is sexy.
Kindness is sexy.
Yes.